Hi, I'm Suzanne Castle, and this is the Thought Leader Thursday. I'm here today introducing you to another incredible leader, thinker, doer, and all-around amazing human who's going to help each of us think about our world a little bit differently than anyone else. From artists to teachers, from actors to moms, from the big names to the you didn't know about them till now names, my hope is that you will connect with a leader who helps you light up in your corner of this galaxy. This is the Thought Leader Thursday show. Hi, welcome back to the Thought Leader Thursday. I am Suzanne Castle, creator and founder of the Sparkle Factor, and at this time, every single time, my joy is to introduce you to someone who's just thinking about the world slightly differently than maybe what you are, and who will rock your world, and who I know you want to be connected to. So stand by for this amazing guest. She is in studio. She is stunning, doing all of the things in all of the spaces, is super magnetic. I have chill bumps. I know you will too. But first, I'm so excited. We have a new producer here. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to throw it to you now. All right, hot stuff. You got to tell us, have you ever met someone that you instantly knew, was going to be a change maker in the world?
Okay. Yeah, I have actually. An old roommate of mine was just one of the most positive people I know. He was always coming up with new ideas, new things to try out and create. He's a stage manager as well. So yeah, that's my person, I guess.
You know, I love the fact that you talk about a creator, because as we all know, I'm a super creative human. I like to surround myself with creative humans. And there's something magical about when creatives begin to share what they're trying to do, how they're changing the world, how they're living into their very best selves, that helps you elevate yourself. And that is the perfect introduction to the superstar that is here inside the studio. Okay, so here's the thing. Hold on to your hats, because coffee lover, connector, show producer, show star, Kaylee Ocampo began the I Love You Mean It. Is that not the best name ever for coffee? I Love You Mean It coffee and lifestyle brand in this wonderful pursuit of building a community. Now, this community is all about how she could inspire, how she could provide value, but also helping other people live their best selves into the world. We're going to talk about that in the show today. After nearly a decade of philanthropy consulting, she decided, with all the connections that she had with celebrities, with charities all over the world, marketing brands, hosting her own events, and red carpet whatnot, she knew deep down inside of her soul that it was time to continue to bring people together, but maybe a little bit differently, and that is through the brand of her own, I Love You Mean It. So she has this genuine passion. She adds value to people's lives. She is combined with this tenacious spirit that I know is going to come out today. Just hang on. She has personal growth about her. She has development about her. She's starting companies left and right. She's still hosting a TV show. She has all this coffee knowledge and just her glittery self that is going to light up the screen. I'm so glad to welcome you. Kaylee, thank you for being in the studio. Welcome.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I want to meet this person. Who is this person? Like, where are they? Where are the cameras? Like,
I mean, it's all about you today.
I don't know. That was the most epic introduction ever. Thank you so much. I'm super honored. I appreciate your heart looking at things like that.
Oh my gosh, so it's so good. And I want to just help you shine a little bit, because here's the thing. I wanted to talk about change makers because we met recently.
Yes.
And we met through digital space. And I'm so glad for our common connections. But what was, just face front to me was your ability to come through the virtual space with just this, I am taking charge of my future in the world, and I can't wait to help infuse joy. And that is what came across to me. And I knew that you were going to be making waves and making change happen for everyone that comes into your sphere and your circle. And I think maybe part of that is because you spent this long time kind of curating and nesting this understanding of creating goodness and philanthropy with some of your clients and the people that you work with and surround yourself with. You have celebrities, NFL stars, people that we regularly see on TV are part of your circle. And I think that really has inspired you to rise up differently. So would you tell us a little bit about that work and what you're doing?
Oh my goodness. Yes. So thank you so much for that's a really good feedback for me, because I hate that everything has to be on Zoom, when it has to be. And I prefer in-person connection. So to know that it actually is still coming through, it means a lot. So, and really to answer that question, I'm being pulled. I'm pulled by people and the realness of who they are inside. So I'm really not like going through to you. I feel like I'm being pulled, and that's kind of the connection that brings me into people, I would say. But yeah, so the second question, what was it again?
So talk to us about your work in philanthropy consulting and how you're curating all of that, how it's informing you.
Okay, so how it's forming me. Well, it started, so you mentioned, celebrities, athletes, and people of influence in my sphere. Yes, that is an impact. However, I really began before that. And that was just the desire to want to help people. Did not know how, did not know, exactly doing what. It was really just, I want to find ways to help. Period. It ended up being that I ended up working with celebrities and athletes and influencers and people of the like in red carpet events, in that sphere, in that space, with charities. And what I found was it really was the impact and the connection between the brands, between the celebrities, and between what we were doing and what we were facilitating.
Right.
That connection that ultimately resonated with everyone who came across that was that powerful meaning and was the thing that was forming me. It wasn't the influence of the people who did have influence, alone. That helps elevate things, right? We all know that. That's why, Coca-Cola hires celebrities to endorse, etc. We understand that. But it's really about the impact deep down within that has really formed me and transpired into me wanting to build a company. So,
well, I think that's such a wonderful way of looking at your work, meaning that, some people could be starstruck by that. We talked a little bit about, we both have influencers. I like that word, influencers in our world.
Yeah.
And it is easy, I think, for people to be like, oh gosh, like how do you even sit across a table from this? But I'm like, okay, well, the people that I'm around really do want to do good in the world. Like that's why we even do things together. And so that's what we talk about. We're not talking about what show you've just been on or what. We're talking about how are you doing something different that's amazing, that's helping people in the world. And and you have a way of fostering that connection beyond just red carpet events. And I know that some of what you're doing is really with your I love you, mean it, and this whole branding, not just the coffee, but just really pouring into people. So would you tell us and maybe give us a few tips on how we can live up to that just joy infused world that you're creating?
Yeah, well, it comes from being a creator, right? So like I'm a creator myself at heart. I want to create different unique ways. I want to think outside the box. I'm a terrible employee because of that. So, and I've literally looked 2 former bosses in the eyes and I'm like, I'm a bad employee. Like, I'm sorry, but I just have to be real with you. I'm a terrible employee. You're going to get, like, the work's going to get done. It's going to be fabulous. Clients are going to be so happy, but I'm just not going to fit into that box, right? So I think tapping into your creative soul is something that's really going to help push you forward and building those connections and fostering those types of relationships or creating an avenue for yourself where you feel very fulfilled in being yourself and doing good work. And so I think that's definitely a big part of it.
I think it is too. A few episodes away from this one, we had Brianna Ruelas, who was on American Idol. She's fabulous.
I know her.
And one of the things that she talked about was if you're a creator and you're not using your gifts, then you physically suffer, you mentally suffer, your soul suffers because you should be living out of that space. And I think connecting people to their own personal giftedness, their brand, I would say what makes them shine and sparkle in the world, helps people show up with joy. And that is how we change the world. One little moment at a time.
It really is. And I think that a lot of people, they get discouraged because it's overwhelming. How can I do whatever? And actually, honestly, a really good example of this is I went to a veteran gala last night at dinner, and it was to support veterans. And I don't come from a military family, but I'm a patriot and I love our country, and I just anyone who does good work to help another person, like I appreciate that so wholeheartedly. I don't know politics. I don't know military, right? But I'm like, how can I help? And not be overwhelmed or discouraged from not having that background or not knowing certain terminology or how things are supposed to be, right?
Right.
That's something that I eliminate, and I think that's very helpful.
Yes.
Eliminate what you assume is supposed to be
all the time,
and just be authentically you and go forward in that and take that drive and push it through, like whatever passion, push it towards that passion, you know? And so I'm not the person who knows everything about military politics, but I'm gonna like, how can I help you? You're the expert. What do I need to bring to the table? And that's why connecting is my biggest asset, is because I'm not the expert in everything.
Right.
We can't all be. So let me connect you to who is and who can help push you forward. Because if you inspire one person, they can go on to inspire 5 million people.
Yes.
That's what matters. So,
well, and I love that knowledge bomb. I hope you are all paying attention and that you listen to that. So one, be authentically you, and you don't have to know everything. But gosh, don't you want to know people who know people who know people? I mean, it's just the way the world works. My daughter is applying to colleges right now, and we're kind of going through this. She wants to get in on her own. I'm like, okay, honey, but that's great. But if we know somebody at a college, it's okay to say, you know, I know your mom. Maybe they can help you draft your essay, or they'll know a little bit about the people there. It's okay, but it's not from a using or manipulative way, but it's just, I'm pouring into people. Other people are going to pour into people. It's just the way that I think the world is magic.
Yeah. We were not built to carry the weight of the world on our own. Right. We were built in packs and like communities, and to have village, and to support one another, and to supplement each other during the emotional roller coaster. Right. Like, so those waves of emotions that keep coming through, and that sometimes we don't understand how to feel this way. That's when someone else can come in and supplement that. It's the same thing with getting to the next step in your business, like leveraging people with other wisdom, who have the blueprint, who have the knowledge, and who have the resources that you can at least learn about, and then take that step forward.
Exactly. I love the way that you did that. So speaking of love, okay, we got to talk about I Love You Mean It Coffee. We got to talk about your amazing show and how people can connect with you. But you do really hang your hat on this whole brand of I Love You Mean It. So how did you come up with that tag? That's such a fascinating name. I want to know all the things.
Well, because it was genuinely from my heart. And I didn't even know I was going to sell coffee at first. I just knew my mission is to help people to build a brand, be able to create, own something of my own that I can do anything I wanted with.
Love it.
And pour my heart into that and inspire and encourage people, I wanted to I knew that was the mission. Love You Mean It is something that I genuinely say to people all the time. Boom, that's the name of the company. And then I'll figure out what I'm gonna sell, what service I'm gonna provide. I'll figure it out. But the first step was like, if I don't just lock this in, I'm not gonna get the next thing locked in. And I'm just gonna keep procrastinating. And so that's how that came about, came from within.
I love that. So tell us a little bit about the coffee, about the mission.
Yeah, so my company, Love You Mean It, it provides valuable tools and resources to help people live a better life. With that, we focus on mindset, and that's where I have the television show, Coffee with Kaylee, on the Country Network. And then I have a team of amazing agents who provide financial education, financial literacy, because finances are a huge part of our livelihood. And then I work with doctors and formulators with different supplements and wellness products who can speak to the education on wellness. And then additionally, just life coaches like yourself and people of influence who can help in other areas. I always try to bring in and defer to for that expertise. Because again, I'm not the expert at everything. Therefore, I want to find who is and who wants to really help, and I will make those connections. So yeah, we cover finances, mindset, and wellness. And then of course, coffee is a byproduct of that entire mission, because coffee is a universal language that brings people together from all walks of life. And we can really connect through that no matter what walk of life you live. So
I think that's great. And what I take away from that is that you're looking at the person holistically. and then say, now how do I pour into you so that you will pour into others? I mean, coffee pouring, it's all in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I love how you look at the aspects of the whole person and what they need, and not just, I'm trying to, you know, side hustle this thing all the time.
No.
You're looking at it from a completely different perspective, which is why you are definitely a thought leader, because you're starting from a different place.
Yes.
Which is really impactful. So thank you for that.
Oh, no, thank you.
I love that it says, I love you, mean it. So short little story, you'll think this is funny. So we all look at the taglines that we write on emails, in case you're not paying attention to this whatsoever. And your people that are sending you emails look at analytics, or have someone that look at analytics, and they see what the open rate is. So if you didn't know that's a thing, guess what? That's a thing. Anyway, so my highest opened email ever at 99% open rate, my little subject line just said, I love you. And it really was a love note to everyone that follows me. And just one day, and it wasn't in February, it was a random day. And I just was expressing my gratitude, my love for the people that think that what I'm offering in the world is something of value. And it was really short. And so and in there I said, I love you, not from a weird space, but literally my heart is so full. And I feel like what you bring to the world is that fullness of your own self, and how you're creating that for other people. It truly is extraordinary.
Thank you. No, thank you. And that means a lot. And that is that I try so hard just to share as much love as I can, whatever kind of work I'm doing, whatever industry, whatever space, whoever the person. It's just, it ultimately does come down to love. And we all have that need. We're made of love, and we need to give it, and we need to receive it. And it comes in different forms and fashions. And if you can find different avenues to express that and to receive that, I think that's very important, and that's going to make us all feel whole.
I think so too. So I know that there's lots of ways to follow you. So I hope that everybody's like, oh, I gotta go get some coffee. Oh, I gotta check this out. So
gotta get the coffee.
Tell us all the ways, all the places to connect with you. Tell us a little bit more about your show and how to watch that, if you would, for just a minute.
Yeah, real quick. So Coffee with Kaylee on the Country Network. I sit down with inspiring guests from all walks of life who have stories to share to help you overcome common challenges that we literally all face, no matter what walk of life. And you can find that on the Country Network. Download the TCN Country app on Roku, Apple TV, iPhone, Android, and other streaming devices coming soon. Additionally, you can go to my website, loveyoumeanitbrand.com, or find me on Instagram at It's Miss Kaylee, ITSMSKALI. It's Miss Kaylee on Instagram and everywhere else, / It's Miss Kaylee everywhere else. So that's it. Yeah.
And we will definitely drop all those links in the show notes, in the comments. So be sure and check that out if you've missed that. Okay, here's how I close every show.
Okay.
So I hope you're ready.
Yes.
Because this is, I mean, and one time, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to collect all these definitions.
Yes.
And do a little video.
Yes.
Because truly, I love to hear how people think about what it means to sparkle in the world. So Kaylee, what would you say if I asked you, what does it mean to sparkle?
What it means to sparkle. It means to genuinely show up as yourself, despite what everyone else may think of you, despite what you think or assume everyone else thinks of you, or if it's the right decision, if it's the wrong decision, whatever that feeling is, separate it and always just show up as yourself and be present. And when you're present, I think you'll sparkle the most, and things will reveal themselves for you.
So good. I knew it would be amazing. I just knew that. I knew it would be amazing.
Oh, I hope so, because that was on the fly. But it's true though. Like that's the first thing that comes to my heart, right? So that's true.
I think that's perfect. And I hope that you've seen the way that Kaylee's changing the world, how she is lit up from within as she's talking about how she loves you, how she means it, how she wants you to better your life, to do good things in the world. Thank you so much for being here in studio. Driving over from Dallas is quite a feat. I'm very impressed with you right now. So
thank you. From Frisco.
All the way from Frisco. It's like another world.
I love it there though. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. So I'm Suzanne. Thanks for checking in on this Thought Leader Thursday, and we will see you the next time. Don't wait. Start connecting with others today.